I always said you need to train your mind the same way you train your body. I used to, that was my strength when I played goalie, my mental toughness.
Yeah.
And it needs work. You cannot just say, I'm going to be tough. Like, no, you need to work at it.
And I think you're right. It is a tool and it's a muscle that we have to develop. And a lot of that goes to mindset, but a lot of it goes to kind of what you're feeding yourself, the books you're reading. You know, that's why, like, I love motivational books. Your book for kids is going to be amazing. I'm so excited about that. But it's also who you surround yourself with. And I know you and I've had this conversation before, it's really, I don't see that enough in corporate America, especially with women, is, you know, my friend group and the girls I hang out with, we're all hugely supportive of one another. I don't have any room for people who are negative or can't be supportive, but I feel like so many people are choosing that path, especially like you said, during the pandemic. I know one of your girlfriends, I think it was the movie producer, wasn't it? Y'all just launched all kind of new videos and were cooking and all kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you just had fun with it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, you know, Angie Valero is the one that wrote the children book, which she's an amazing writer. She's also wrote the script for the movie they're making on me. And we've been working, you know, together, collaborating on those projects for 5 years now. And the book is finally coming out. Obviously, with COVID, the movie kind of took a little step back. But we've been working together. And then we're stuck with this pandemic and we had a lot of momentum. Says, okay, let's do something different. Let's continue to, you know, to work together and continue to, you know, get to know each other and for her to know me because she's the one that's going to play me. And it was just, we utilized that time to do something different, which was great. And again, like you said, you have to surround yourself with positive people, with positive story. And that's why I feel like this children book is so important because we hear so much negative out there. You know, even with social media now, it's so easy for people to just speak up on their social media in a negative way. And like once in a while, I have to say most of the people are super supportive of everything that I did, but once in a while I will see the tweet or something that says, oh, she was just a girl. That's why she got invited.
Yeah.
But I don't let those messages like affect me because I know inside of me at that camp, and that's something that it's cool now. People talk more about when they told my story in '92 when it happened, they were talking more about the publicity part of it. Yeah. Now people are saying, you know, you had to perform prior to that exhibition game to get that exhibition game.
Right.
And we had a mini tournament. And my first game, I did not allow any goal in that mini tournament. And after the tournament, I was the third best goalie in goals against average, in save percentage. And I earned that start. Like, think about it. Tampa Bay would have not put me in the exhibition game if I didn't have a good camp, because that would have been horrible for them.
Yep.
So, and now in the world that we are today, they're talking more about this part of it, my performance versus this. So when I have negative comment that comes in, I just choose to not let them bother me because at the end of the day, I know what I did.
Well, and I think, the stats speak for themselves for sure. Because there's no way no one's calling and asking me to go to play a hockey game. It would be really bad. I'd just be wobbling on my skates. But I mean, you had to perform to get there. But even after you got there, you had a good game. You showed up. Your stats were good. You know, sometimes we can perform and there's still going to be those critics. I mean, I know you've been asked interview questions before that no one would ask a male. Like, and, you know, and I'll have a lot of my females, you know, in finance that I work with a lot. And people will ask them questions. I'm like, why would you even ask this? No one's asking this of the guys. So when you get those oddball interview questions or comments, I mean, is it best, obviously if it's an interview, you got to answer them, but do you ignore them or you just kind of put them in their place? I mean, how do you handle the critics?
Here's the thing, like for me to have been able to be accepted by the guys to play with the men, I had to just be like, make them understanding that I was not there to be a distraction. I was not there to change anything in their world. I was just there giving an opportunity and do my best. And so every time I was asked to do interview and things like this, I didn't want to have all the attention on me. So I would ask the reporter, can we do it after practice when everybody is gone? I have no problem coming back on the ice and do it. If a sponsor wanted me to do a commercial, I said, great, I'll do it. But is it possible to send a bunch of sweatshirts to all the guys on the team? And they would do it. And that way the guys would realize, okay, like this is cool. We're getting free sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And, and now when she plays and we pack the place, all those people are there to see us too. And they had their locker room. I had my own locker room, so I didn't have to bother their locker room, their guy time.
Yeah.
And it was important to me because I didn't want them to change because I was there. And when I faced those comments, instead of getting like really like those questions from the reporter, like I was just like answering them because I didn't want them to think that that was bothering me.
Got it.
And the reporter said to me, so how do you feel when you have your period? And I'm like, I look at him like the same way that any other female athletes that do a sports, and I said, actually, I play my best during that time. And then people would start laughing. So I was turning back the question almost on them when they said about, did you break a nail playing hockey? No, my nails are all good. And I'm going to go get them polished after the game or something like that. So when you like show them it doesn't bother you, those questions, that's when they stop.